Welcome to Easy Delicious Nutritious. In this video, I'm going to share how I cut and dehydrate my oregano plant. My oregano plant is growing nice and tall. It's the perfect time to give it a nice cut. The bottom leaves look a little bit weak, and that's because they're not getting much sunshine. To cut this, I'm simply going to hold a bunch and cut it with my scissors. There's a weed. I don't want to cut that one. Remove that. You want to cut about an inch above the ground. I realize that I'm cutting it a little bit too low, but that's okay. It will grow back, but it will be just a little bit slower. These look beautiful and healthy, and it smells so good as I'm cutting this. When it comes to Oregano Care, you want to make sure that the plant does not start flowering. If you see any signs of flowers growing, you just want to pinch it off with your fingernails. Other than that, there isn't much more you need to do to care for your oregano plant. It's a pretty easy plant to grow. This plant is about 3 years old now. I took a small plant from my dad, and it has been growing pretty nicely. This looks pretty nice. I can't believe how much there was. If you're enjoying this video, please subscribe and help me grow my channel. I'm gonna wash this right here in the backyard and reuse the water for my other plants. The oregano plant can have quite a bit of dust, and it also picks up pieces of dirt from the soil. So you want to give it a very good thorough wash. And as you're washing, also check the insides to see if there are any pieces of weed that you may have cut, and remove those as well. This is nice and clean. I'm going to leave it in the pot for a little bit longer, just so all the water gets out. Now to dry this, I'm simply using a cloth towel and a tray, and I'm leaving it on my countertop. If space is of concern for you, you can bunch it up together, tie a knot, and hang it. You can dry it that way as well, but I'm used to this way of drying, so I will continue with that. And of course, you can also use a dehydrator if you have a dehydrator to dry this much faster. Depending on the humidity in your house, it may take shorter or longer time. This is 2 days later. You can see that it has dried up quite a bit. I simply will pick them up and flip them so that the bottom leaves get some air and start drying up. You want to do this every couple of days, or even if you leave it, it will dry up, but it would just might take a little bit longer. This is 5 days later. I'm checking the leaves. It is still not crunchy enough, so it's not dried up, it's not ready. So I'm going to flip them one more time and leave it here again. It took me about 13 days to dry this, from the time I cut it to the time I jarred it. You can hear the crunchy noise, so that tells me that it's all ready to be jarred now. I'm going to hold a whole bunch of them in my hand and just pull my finger up or down, and the leaves will separate. It takes a little bit of an effort to dry your own herbs, but honestly, once you start using your own dried oregano, you will never go back to the store-bought oregano. Already, the dry bunches will go back to my compost bin. I don't want to crush this and put it in the jar as is, and when I'm using it for cooking, I'll just rub it between my hands and grind it that way. This way, more of the aroma will be intact within the leaves. That looks so nice. Just in case there is any moisture left, I'm going to fold a paper towel and put it inside the jar before closing the jar. This is all ready to go. I'll be using it throughout the year in pasta, salads. Please subscribe, like, and watch my other videos. Thank you for watching Easy Delicious Nutritious.